This is the best SMS AI sales agent in the world. Right now, I will walk you through the demo and then we'll jump into the backend so that you can see how it works. Here's the form. I already filled out some information as a user, provided my work email as well as the phone number. When I click submit, it will run an automation that will research the website of my business email and then send us an inbound SMS as a real agent. So let's wait for it. Here you can see we received the SMS and this is the just call. This will be our recipient service and we have the open phone which we use to send out the SMS. So now the agent refer to us as John because this is what we included in the form and asking if we have a few minutes. So let's do this. I'll say, okay, I like bananas. How about you? The replies will be much faster as compared to the real life scenario. The delay is about 10 to 15 seconds right now, I think, for the demo purposes, so that it's easier for me to walk you through the whole system. So now we are waiting for the actual reply that we have actually just received. The AI processed both messages, and this is why it's actually different. It can also send multiple messages. That's why I'm claiming that this is the best thing right now out there, just because almost no one is using AI like that. Because if I would not tell you that this is not a human, very hard to differentiate the system from the real guy. So, okay, now just about your business start Zach, of course. So what do you have about my business? So let's say, do you know the products that I sell? And we need to make it as fast as possible because the delay is just 10 seconds when we are waiting for the user messages. And if you remember from the very beginning, I included the John at certifiedorganicdirect.com. This is one of our clients. So it first verified that this is the work email right here. I've got some info what you're doing, organic supply ingredients. This is the actual website. So as you can see, it scraped the website and not only the homepage, it went through the website trying to find the most relevant information and included it here. Yes, correct. So what do you want from me? In this specific instance, as you can see, it's not sending us replies in multiple messages because I am planning to record a version 2 of the build where I will actually illustrate how to do that. So let's wait for a second for a reply and then I will walk you through the sequence of automations and interfaces we use to make it work. Hey John, thanks for confirming the same page. I'd love to understand more about your business. What's your okay? So looking for right now, just ballpark is fire. So here is an overview of the flowchart, right? That we are currently being using to automate this process for a client. This is the client that we are currently building this system for. They've been, on the market for a while now. I will obviously blur as much information as I can. In a nutshell, this is a management software for construction companies. They've been raising a lot of capital and they've started with Y Combinator. They run very active Facebook ads, as well as they actually have the team on the back end that is publishing articles and creating thousands of pages within the sub niches of their niche. So they are actually going in depth into the traffic generation. So they have about 20 landing pages. The website that I was showing was very standard, right? So it just has multiple pages. This is the main website with the main domain where everything goes to, but they have multiple landings where the traffic comes into. So what they used to do, they have been testing either just a simple form with an manual, either SMS or usually email follow-up, or the actual booking link right away for the demo. They were interested to implement this specific system because of the amount of the unqualified prospects that they have been getting. Right now, it was at about like 70%. So 70% of all the people that contact them daily are unqualified, and they are tired of the sales rep spending the time with the prospect just to figure out that they're not qualified. And it's very hard to understand it just from the website. It's impossible to do with a simple make.com automation where you would, have the form submit, then you would have the researcher that, for example, go through the prospect's LinkedIn and go through the website and being showing similar system builds on this channel. And then, for example, update their CRM. They are using Podium with, qualified, unqualified, and then their sales reps would actually jump on the prospect. It is not possible just because of the construction industry. So usually they are not super public, so they're not all of the information available online. So that's why the human conversation is needed, right, to actually qualify the prospect. So on all of these landings, we are integrating one union form. And for this example, I've been using just the fill out form. This is almost identical to what they actually have. To be completely fair, we haven't yet integrated into all of the landings. So out of the 23, I think they have, we've only integrated to 3, and these landings are running only for the LA, New York, I think, and Nebraska. So we're still in the testing phase to see kind of the performance, but this is very similar to what they have, right? So the work email, phone, first and last name, and then the address. When user fills out the form with a call to action to talk to a live representative. And by the way, a lot of you might say, hey, Eugene, you are an AI agency owner, so why not to literally integrate the chatbot on the website that will pop up like that and will provide all the info? It would be 100 times easier. Not 100 times, like a few times easier, but just because of the kind of complexity of receiving and sending multiple messages primarily. But this doesn't feel natural all the time, especially for them, just because they are selling the higher ticket product. So yes, it's a lower volume of traffic, even though compared to someone like some B2C brand, right? But it's still very important to make sure that people get the live experience. So the only way to do that and to not make people feel like they're talking to the robot is to actually do it through the email or through the SMS. We are planning to do the same system for the email, but for now it's only SMS, just because I know that the conversion with email will be lower, and more prospects are not gonna answer, so we will actually lose some. Okay, this is when the automation starts. We are first researching the prospect, so we are actually getting the domain name from the email, and if this is a personal email, it means that this prospect is not qualified. Obviously, there are use cases when there is a serious company which can potentially be qualified, and then the manager included his personal Gmail or Outlook email. But usually this is not the case, and they're still will go through the prospects manually and compare them with the information that they got from our automation. So this is not a problem. So once we research the prospect, we are sending the SMS, waiting for multiple responses, then engaging with the user, and then sending the information to Podium. The actual bot is built on Voiceflow, and as you can see here, this is kind of the backbone of the whole system. This is like a qualification flow where there is a separate agents that understand if the user provided enough information to go to the next step. But I will not include it right now here on this video. If you want me to make more videos about systems like this, because we've already built multiple systems that are similar, And this specific thing can work on the WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and web chat. So if you want me to like do similar things, let me know in the comments and I'll do the version 1 where I will like explain how the actual qualification system and flow looks, as well as how to send multiple messages. Just because, we do, like as a user, we do send them multiple messages and they gather all of them, but we are still receiving only one message. And it does look okay, right? But if this would be separated into 3 messages, like 1, 2, and then 3, this would be, and this is like exactly what we're doing, right? This is why it's like almost impossible to differentiate from the human. So let me know if you want to see more content on this specific build. So the system is very simple, right? So we are setting the bot persona. I changed a lot of the details. As you can see here, I'm saying that this is the Quimple company, so sales specialist at Quimple, and the Quimple is my agency, so this is not the company. I just don't want to leak any information. Then we're providing the static message here, which is displayed is the very first message here, right? Then we have this set step kind of expressions. They are creating the custom memory. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I have a custom memory function for the Voiceflow. But this specific setup is made to capture, because when we are sending multiple, like when the bot from Voiceflow is in the real like scenario, not on this demo, sending multiple messages, the function is not working. So in order to capture each and every message, we either need to use the Voiceflow internal variable, which is VF, which is like VF dot memory, but it says only 5 utterances, or we need to use something like that. Anyways, so once we provide the reply to the user, we're capturing and saving this to the memory, and then we're waiting for the reply. Once the reply is received, we're also saving this reply to the custom memory, and we are doing a knowledge base call. Here on Voiceflow, the knowledge base is empty just because, again, don't want to leak any information. But if I, as a user, would ask something regarding the company, regarding maybe the pricing, it would pull up the information from the knowledge base. And by the way, the knowledge base that we built for this client is not based on the website, because the information is not available for the website. So they created a separate Google Doc for us with the PDFs and the CSVs with the pricing information, as well as all the features, since it's pretty complex software. It's not a technical support agent, right? And this is what we're talking about, by the way, with the company as Upsell. So, but it's able to answer like basic stuff. So here in a response, we are receiving the KB chunks, so the chunks from the RAG knowledge base, and we're saving them into the KB chunks variable. And then this is the master prompt. This is where the magic happens, essentially. So this is like a huge prompt. It's not huge, okay? So it's an okay prompt where we are saying, okay, so we need the annual revenue, team size, project size, and the timeline to start. We're actually specifying here is like how you need to talk, and these are kind of the phrases that you should use to make it more casual, and we are providing some additional details. In the context here, we are passing user details, right? And again, I will like right now, after we finish, I will like explain how the automation looks, but it is from the form, it's passing all the info like first name, last name, phone, email, and address, just in case we need it, to here. And that's why here you can see that we have a variable first name, hi first name. So right away with the first message, it was able to say, hey, John, because we filled out the information as John, okay? So here we provide all the information from the form. We're providing the last user utterance. conversation history that we were saving, additional context for answers, which is KB chunks. So this is actually doing the call to the knowledge base. But if I say, I like bananas, how about you? So this question, or if we group it together, like with a call to the knowledge base, it will not respond with anything. So it's in no found path. And if it found or not found anything, it goes here. We can technically do the filter when it's the question that can be answered to the knowledge base or not, but this is the more straightforward and robust way, so that sometimes if the information is not available, obviously this will be empty. If the information is available, it's going to be there. And here we have the user company information. So this is what I was talking about. So it was doing the research about the company, and then it put it here. So now this is the master prompt that knows everything about this prospect and has everything in the power to answer to the question. And then like it's just looping inside, but then it's actually going to the next step and it's verifying and saying, okay, did we get the annual revenue? Did we get the timeline? And if we got all the info, then move to the next step. So this is like a rule that we need to pass, okay? Here is the first flow in the system. It starts with an actual trigger, right? With a trigger that is triggering the form submit. So in the form, right? In the fill out form, you have the workflows. Here we are actually having the integration where the form is submitted. We are triggering the webhook on make, right? When this webhook is triggered, it is receiving all the info with all the answers, right, that the user just provided. We are setting up the variables with street address, city, zip, and state. Then we have a router, right? So this router is saying, okay, if the country is United States, then go to the next step. If the country is not the US, like don't go there. This company, they do provide services in Canada as well as the Germany, but they have kind of separate flows and separate sales system. Sometimes users go there. So yeah, again, this is just a waste of time. That's why we're verifying that this is the US prospect. The next step is we have the AI that is analyzing the emails and is saying, okay, is it the work email? Yes or no? Yes, because we provided the work email, and it's retrieving the domain name from this email. I know, guys, that it can be done. So the retrieving the domain can be done with just a formula. But since we still need to understand if it's the work email or not, because there's so many different, there's so many personal email providers, and it's very hard to do it without using AI. So we have just this prompt that is kind of providing content source with the work email as well as the text, right? Then we have a router, and router is checking, okay, work email, yes. If it's not equal to yes, we just, update create the Airtable record. I'll show you the Airtable later with the prospect being not qualified. I want to mention one thing. This specific workflow is available for free in my resource hub. Okay, so go first link in the description or second, go there, you input the email, and you will get access to my free resource hub with all of the information. If you want me to help you to sell these systems, if you're looking to build your agency around selling similar automations, or if you're looking to add AI to your existing offerings, and if you're looking to make money with AI, okay, check out the first link in the description where I, have my bootcamp, right? In order to join, you would need to schedule an interview with me because I do not qualify everyone, but you can get most of the details of everything that you can find with the student results and stuff like that. The last thing, if you want us as an agency to build you this system for your company, or maybe train your team to use it, there is whatever fourth link in the description. So reach out to my agency and we will get back to you. Now, let's say that we have we qualify the prospect, right? Initial qualification. So the work email is right. He's from the US. This is the system that I was showing on one of the previous AI research agent videos. In a nutshell, we are using the Firecrawl to scrape the website. Then we are mapping the website with the links. So for example, here we have all the links that are available on the website with different pages. Now we're asking AI to analyze the link names. It's not going through the links. It's actually analyzing the names, and certified organic is a bad example just because it doesn't have a lot of things. But let's say if the company has like thousands of links, like a huge website, right? It will analyze them and find the 5 most important links, and you can prompt it here. So to find the links where like the company details are available, or about page and stuff like that. So this way you can smartly search through the website, right? So because usually the information that you're looking for are available on the pages, and the pages are named usually relevantly, right? So if you're looking for the pricing, usually it's going to be a page that is like pricing, maybe costs or services, offerings, stuff like that, right? So we are outputting 5 links as the JSON here. And now we are scraping these links by one in markdown format, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have a context about the website through the 5 links that based on our inputs. So it's like huge bulk of text. And here we're asking AI now, please analyze all the websites, all the pages on the website, the scraped content, and, create the output with a structured, sections like with the company information, with the services that provide, locations, team information, company structure, technology stack, etc. If this info is available on the website, if it's not, whatever. Now, we are just setting up the variable company info with a result, and then we have the slip. Slip is like we are actually waiting for the automation to send the first message, because the form was submitted, right? This sequence takes about 15 seconds to run. So here, as I said, it's 3, but in reality, we have, I think, 400. So it's 4 minutes. No, sorry, 4 minutes. It's 4 times 6, 24. So it's 2, yeah, so it's like that. So yeah, I guess. So we're waiting 4 minutes, right? Then we're doing some parsers, and this is primarily because we are passing this information through the API call to Voiceflow, right? So that AI, remember, here has the context about the company here. So, and if you don't format it correctly, it will most likely give you the errors. So that's why it's the formatting. And now we are creating first the Airtable record, right? Let's go to Airtable. So there's the first, which is the context, right? So this is where it's creating the record. It's saying that, okay, so the full name, the status, qualified, because the prospect went through all the stages. First name, last name, email, address, company info, temporary SMS. I will explain what it means. And then the SMS history, right? This is the history that we've been kind of talking, the history of the communication through the SMS with this user. Yes, it's available here in the Airtable. And then we are launching the Voiceflow. If you ever interacted with Voiceflow, you understand what I mean. If you have not, essentially, in order to call the Voiceflow APIs, to call the Voiceflow agent through the APIs, you first need to launch the agent the same way, for example, if you do it here, right? So you need to test it, you launch it, you send the first message, and then you communicate with this agent further. So the first action is actually launch. That's why here we have the type of the launch. And then we are passing the variables, first name, last name, for whatever, and the user information in this company, right? So it creates this big request at the body, right, that we are passing. So now, once this agent launches, in the response, if you go to the data, you can see in the payload, we have the message, hi Jeremy, because we just passed literally here, the Jeremy. And this is like, it's sending this first message, right? So it's sending this message. And then it is just waiting, right? So we are having this message. We're using OpenPhone as the SMS provider. And yes, guys, we are using it in the production version right now. You would say, yeah, Eugene, like probably Twilio. We don't have too much requests right now, right? And we're still probably going to use it in the production just because actually the management team within the company is using an OpenPhone. So they don't use it as their like main phone provider for like the whole company for the sales, whatever, but they use it. So we've been kind of using their account anyways. So we have so we are first creating the contact in OpenPhone, right? So if you go to the OpenPhone here, we are it was supposed to create the contact, not sure why it did not, whatever, need to figure this out. First name, last name, company, which is the company domain. We don't have the company name from the form. Yeah, we can add the new module here that will kind of output the company name, but whatever, so it's not needed. And then their phone number. So once the contact is created, for some reason it was not created in our case, we are sending the message. The message content is the payload that we got from Voiceflow, right? So this is the first message of our agent. And then we're saying, okay, phone number, send it to, and we're providing the phone number that is available from the form here, right? Done. So we send the first message. The fun part begins. We are waiting for the SMS, right? This is just the OpenPhone trigger that is like the webhook that is triggered only when the message is received. So once the message is received, we are searching for the Airtable record in the context right here to find this contact. So once we find it, and then we are having the router. So the router is saying and asking, okay, does the contact exist or not? So because again, as I mentioned, they are using OpenPhone internally for the management team, for like the heads. There are a lot of the messages that are coming in. We need to make sure that we are only processing the messages that got received that are relevant to our workflow. That's why if the number of bundles not equal to 0, so the contact exists, we are searching for a record, and I will explain why. So essentially, if this is the first the first SMS that was received, right? So we have, let's say, send OK, right? Let's say we send OK. It goes through this sequence, found the contact because the contact was generated here, right? So it found the contact, and now it's saying, okay, we're searching for the record, right? And we're saying, now, does the temporary SMS spreadsheet, like the table here, does it has anything with the from or to with the phone? So like essentially it's saying, does this has any information where here is the phone number of the user, right? Obviously it does not. Please bear with me. Like I know it might be confusing, bear with me. So we're saying, okay, right? We created the contact already, but nothing is here. So we're saying, no, obviously nothing is here. So the record does not exist. And now we're creating the record. So here in the record, we're creating the content, right? So this is the okay, right? So the OpenPhone received okay. So we are creating the content, which is okay, right? The type is received. And now here we are saying, hey, is it the, like first, it means that is it the first message that got received? We're saying yes, right? Yes. To from phone number, to from created the date, and then the record ID. We're passing the record, and that's why we've been kind of searching for this record, because we need to pass the record ID because we are attaching this specific SMS that got received to John Doe. Okay, now, okay, I think you're clear now, and that's it. And you ask me, hey Eugene, so what's up? So how does the other messages? How does this question works? Now, we created this record and we marked it as first, right? So remember here, we specified that first is yes. In Airtable, we have an automation that is triggering the script here. So when the first is checked, right? So right after the automation checked this box, it starts this another automation inside Airtable. And it's running the script. And this script is just simply calling another webhook. Now, this is the third make automation. We are calling this webhook. To this webhook, we're only passing record ID, right? So here, we're passing record ID. We're getting this record, right? So because it was triggered from this table, so we need to get the information from this record. And this is what it's doing here, right? So we got it here. See, content, yeah. Okay, so I think it was the older message. Yeah, to, from, received, contact, and now this is the contact because we every time, attach it here. So then we get kind of the contact, right? So we first got this, right? So we first got the SMS and then we got the contact. We're here sleeping. And this is where we are very important, the most important part of the whole video. Here, we are putting the time that we wait for the user response. So 15 seconds, we're essentially waiting for 15 seconds for the user to send some more information. In the real life, we are actually waiting, I think, 4 or 5 minutes. So let's say that we wait for a minute, right? Within this minute, user sends more SMS. So, okay, right? It literally triggered this flow. And since we marked in the Airtable, yes, it also triggered this. So we sent okay, and now it's sleeping. So once I sent I like bananas, this is also the received message. So here we also it's triggering it again. Searching the contact, yes, the contact exists, but here, right? We're saying, okay, does the the total amount of bundles exist or not? So remember here, we went above just because there was nothing there. But here, we're actually not equal to 0. So something does exist. And we are just creating the same SMS, right? So we are also updating this table with the new SMS, which is I like bananas, but we do not mark it as first. So it does not trigger this third automation. So now we send, okay, I like bananas, and then we send, how about you? And let's say it went within 5 seconds in our case, right? So it was waiting. All the messages are in Airtable, but it doesn't really matter because here in the open phone, we having another module which is searching text messages. And we're saying, okay, so this is the phone number that we have on the open phone. The participant, this is the actual phone number of the client, of the user. That's why we've been getting the contact and create it after, right? Now, again, pay attention. at the very first message, when we send, like we click first, when we click first yes, here we updated the time created at, right? And it has the actual date as well as the time. So here we are saying, okay, send us all the messages with this contact, right? With this contact that are actually after this first message here. And it will provide us with the messages from, it will say, okay, I like bananas, how about you? So it will list multiple messages here, as you can see here, like bundle 1, bundle 2, and bundle 3. See, I like bananas, I like apples, what are, yeah. So this is kind of, so from a different example. So now we listed, and on this module, we have all the messages that got sent after the first message. So we are having just the text aggregator, because we have the bundles, that is, okay, that is creating the master message with all this SMS combined. And now we are sending the API call to Voiceflow with this payload, right? And I forgot to mention that we are actually creating the user in Voiceflow using the user ID of the voice in Airtable. So it's like very convenient that like it can be the same format. So here we're having the ID and we're creating the user and we are creating the conversation with our agent using this ID. So now we're continuing this conversation with this ID, whatever the API key and the payload with the master message. Now we receive the reply, which is going after, so it's like waiting for the reply. So we are sending the reply with the master message, and now it goes here, and now this is the loop, right? So we're saying the payload, not sure, I caught that because we said, remember we said here, I like apples, so it's like not sure why I mentioned this. And then we are removing, so we delete the record. So we are deleting this record with the first, right? So it doesn't exist. So with the temporary SMS, this contact will not, like, once this is done, he will not have anything here, right? This specific contact. So it will just relaunch the flow. So again, I'm sending this, I'm triggering this. It's saying nothing is here, okay? First, click first. Trigger automation here, go here. And this is an infinite loop, okay? We do have here the SMS history, which is send, receive, send, receive, send, receive. And this is what we're actually doing for the client. So we're providing them the interface, obviously not this one. So here, when you click on this profile, you have the conversation history. So this is like the conversation history with the prospect, right, inside Airtable. And a while back, I've been kind of doing and creating the custom CRM on Airtable on this YouTube channel. So this is what we've been also using, and you can like literally do a lot of different cool things here with the fields, with the views, whatever, right? So this is how the system works. Again, guys, I wanted to mention that if you are not sure, how to sell it for $15,000, how to get these clients, and how to actually start selling the AI, check out my bootcamp. Everything is there. There is my one-on-one help and SaaS where I will help you out personally, right? If you're interested in us and me building a similar system for your business, let me know. But if you're just browsing and wanted to check out, thank you. If you want to see the version 2 of the video, let me know in the comments. Second link in the description. This whole template is for free. Thanks for watching. Peace.